Hello, movers and shakers, and welcome to the next installment of the Seven Figure Moving Academy. Do you want to know how to send out a direct mailing piece that actually gets opened and people giving you a call? Great news. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, guys. I'm Jae Burnham, and this is the Seven Figure Moving Academy. Thank you for coming to another installment of our show. Oh my God, we got a great show today. So on the boards, on the Seven Figure Moving Academy Facebook boards and a couple other boards, there's been a couple questions been bandying around, which basically the people are asking, how do I send out a direct mailing piece that actually gets me someone who to open the piece or get an actual response? And this is a great question. So let me tell you a little bit of how I started. I first started out using direct mail, sending out my postcards. I'd have a postcard. It was larger than average, 4-color, looked beautiful, and it actually got an above average response rate. An average response rate across the entire spectrum, when you send out to a targeted list, you can expect with a postcard of about 2 to 3%. I was getting about 3.7, 3.8 response with my postcards. That's above average and tremendous. Now, out of that, I was only closing about 40 to 50% of the leads I was getting. So that wasn't great, but that's my sales ability. But I went to a whole different format. So I started, instead of using movingleads.com, which I highly recommend. If you guys want to get started, get going, definitely recommend movingleads.com. They're affordable, they're effective. Definitely something that can get you started to build up your bankroll, to build up some high quality leads. Definitely recommend them for you because you could fit whatever you want within the budget you have. So that's the awesome thing. So if you got a very small budget, you could go to movingleads.com and get started right away. And it's awesome. So definitely do that. That's just a side note. I don't make any money. They're not sponsoring this video or anything like that. But I just wanted to let you know, definitely go do that. And just follow their advice and you're going to have good response. Now, then I switched over to another company called USA Home Listings, and a great company. Now, they're a little bit different. They're cheaper in the overall spectrum, but they're more expensive on the short end of the thing because you purchase their leads based on by county. So if you're like in Los Angeles County, you can expect to pay $850 a month for leads in Los Angeles County. But here's the thing, right? That $850 is for the entire month, and you have every single person that from the bottom of the pool to the highest end of the pool. So you have everybody's accessible. Plus you have the fact that the people are under contract, right? And we're going to be talking about that very, very soon. So when it comes to it, all in all, it's actually cheaper than Moving Leads, but Moving Leads is cheaper to get involved right away, where then you can build up enough money to finally get into USA Moving listings and then using the money to further that. But all in all, USA, when you look at it long term, you're actually going to save money because you're getting more for the bang. It's hard. It can be, not always. Some people are going to have a lesser, but it can be a high barrier to entry. It could be a high entry. So that's kind of could be hard because depending on the county you're in, it could be a very stiff charge to get into it. But once you're into it and using it, it's actually, when you look at the returns and everything, is more expensive. Okay, so that aside, I'm using exclusively USA Home Listings now. Now, here's the thing. I'm targeting my list. I'm targeting my list of from $250,000 or to $300,000 homes or more. So that's what I'm targeting. I'm targeting the higher end of the housing spectrum, right? So you could target whatever you want to target. You could target homes that are $50,000, $70,000 or all the way up, or you could just target from, let's say 70 or 50,000 or 75,000 or whatever you want to the middle ground of, let's say 300,000. You want to get that middle class folks. If that's your sweet spot, concentrate on that sweet spot. But here's how you send a mailing list. I'm going to give you a little bit. So when I was using Moving Leads, I was sending a postcard and I had a higher than average return. When I started using USA Home Listings, I too started using the postcards, but I wasn't getting the same return that I thought I should have been, or that I was getting with Moving Leads. So I decided, I reached out to a mentor. He had a letter. And so I took his letter that he was having great success with. So I took his letter and I rewrote it. I changed only a few things on it. For the most part, I kept it the exact same, except I changed the address and the logos and my picture and so on and so forth. And I changed a few of the words and I changed some of the sentences so that I actually met my company's criteria, because I don't do exactly the same thing as this other company do. And I didn't want to start promising things that I don't do or can't offer at this time. So I had to change a little bit, but other than that, I kept the bare bones. For the most part, I plagiarized the hell out of this person's letter, except for changing a few things like the logo and my picture and my addresses and my licensing number. But for the most part, I kept it exactly the same without changing a beat, right? I might have changed the font on the headings and stuff like that, just a little bit. I played around with it. So I started sending out this letter, and I sent out with it a rack card. And the letter and the rack card I sent out, I started getting a good response again, and I got really good. But here was the secret. I was handwriting the addresses on the envelopes. Now, the envelopes did have my company's address on it, but I was still getting people opening up. But I sent it in a actual letter envelope. Here, as a matter of fact, hang on. This is what I'm sending it to, right? Sorry about dropping off. See, you got my logo on the envelope, and then it's handwritten, addressed. And I was sending this out with a rack card, and I was getting a real good response. And then for the homes that come under contract, I'm sending a whole different letter, right? So I'm sending two different letters, and I'm getting good response. But when I was sending out the rack card, a lot of people were calling me up because they wanted me to come out, and I was closing business. But that rack card had a discount. It had a coupon on it. And then, so I'm like doing, oh, wow, I was getting really excited. Then people go, well, you have this coupon. And I'm like, oh, man, right? Just doggone it. Oh, the heck. Because no one wants to discount their services, but I had to honor that. So I learned not to send anything that has my prices or discounts on it. Do not do that, right? So I started taking out the rack cards, and I'm going to have the rack cards remade because they were effective. But I'm changing the rack cards. I'm going to take out the coupons, and then I'm going to replace it with reviews. So while I'm taking out the rack cards and getting those reprinted and everything, one of the things that I was doing is I went into Microsoft Word, and I made up a one-page flyer, basically, and it just said our reviews, our moving reviews. And I took four of my best reviews off of Facebook and Google and some of the other places. And I took their reviews. I think one of them came off of Yelp. I took the reviews and I put it on this page. So there's four different reviews. I took their photos, put it on next to the review, their name and their photo. So it's got their photo, their review, and their name. And I just made up this little piece, and it was a great little piece. And then I include that with both of my letters, right? So I had two different letters that I mail out. One is just to the people who are on the USA Home Listings list. They listed their house for sale, and I just send them a letter saying, hey, I'm Jae Burnham. Well, I want to do business with you. I want you to work with me. It's basically written in a way, basically very similar to real estate agents. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. This is what I have to offer. Let's see if we're compatible and work together. I really put it like, it's not standoffish or snobby, but I kind of put it like, hey, I'm really busy. If you want to work with me, you got to call me now, kind of thing. I kind of went the different direction. I'm not begging for their business. I'm saying, hey, I'm available if you want me, but I'm really busy, right? So you got to contact me, kind of thing. It's almost like I'm getting rid of the scarcity of jobs. So it's written in a way that basically says, hey, I'm the best of the best, and if you want, here I am. Contact me if you will. And I kind of like turn my back almost. Not in a rude way, but I hope you're getting, I hope you're smelling what I'm putting down here, right? Anyway, so I've got that letter. Then the other letter is when the home comes under contract, I write, there's a letter that says, congratulations, you've sold your home, blah, blah, blah. I'm Jae Burnham, so on and so forth. And then again, with both letters, I am sending them the reviews page. When I started, I found what was interesting. When I took out the rat card and I started putting the second page of reviews that I had, the response rate got even better. I was running about, like I said, 3.7 to 3.8. I'm now running about 4.2, 4.3 return rate on my direct mailings. And again, one of the key things is the letter thing. I'm using up my letterhead just to get rid of it because it's not using. But I did make an experiment. I went with just a blank envelope, no return address, no nothing, and just a handwritten letter. I found that I got a better response rate when I used those envelopes versus an envelope that has my logo on it. Another thing that I want to try is just seeing if I could put the logo on the back side so that it's not seen on the front. The only reason why I'm using this envelope right now is because I have a whole bunch of them and I want to get rid of them. Otherwise, they're going to just sit there and go to waste. I'm still getting a good response. I'm still getting people opening the letters, but I want to test it by just using blank envelopes. Now, I do know that there's a guy over in the Copper State in Arizona that is doing it, and he's sending out a bunch of direct mailings, and he uses blank envelopes with handwritten addresses. Now, that's key, folks. Hand write your addresses. Believe it or not, statistics show that direct mailing specifically to a specified list actually outperforms than even emails. So emails are effective. Emails do get open and read, but a direct mailing piece actually gets read and is actually more effective, believe it or not, has stood this test of time, even in this internet age, than email or any kind of digital advertising direct mailing piece. So the old-fashioned snail mail, it is a really good way to do it. So let's recap a little bit of what we're doing. One, you hand write your addresses on your envelope using a blank envelope if you can, or if you have a printed envelope if you must. All right. That is going to get you the best response rates. Use a standard envelope size. Do not go to some weird kind of envelope, because then you're just begging to be considered spam. The key to the effectiveness is a blank envelope with a handwritten address. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Blank envelope with handwritten address. That's your key. 2, send 2 different letters. One to just to introduce yourself, to let people know about you too, and another one when the house goes under contract. Now, if you're using movingleads.com for your direct mailing campaign, they don't have that feature of when the houses go under contract. That is only exclusive to USA Home Listings. So if you're using USA Home Listing, make sure you have a separate letter that is useful for the under contract home. So you're going to send out 2 letters. So in the end, your direct mailing campaigns, most like your customers should receive 2 letters from you. One, when the house goes under listing, and 2, when it goes under contract. So they should get 2 different mailings from you. Now, the key thing is to mail every single day. Okay. Number 3, you got to mail every single day to your lists. Do not wait. All right. Sometimes if you get busy and you're the only person in the office, it's hard to do it every single day, but try to do it. Do not go more than a week without sending a mailing. Okay. I mean, that is like the utmost. I've tried it. I've tried waiting 2 weeks and even 3 weeks, and it's just not as effective. You will get people that will call, but if you do it every day, you're going to get a better response, especially the under contract people, because when the house goes under contract and 2 days later, they get a letter from you saying, hey, congratulations, you sold your house. You're going to be moving. Guess what? I'm free and available. Let's talk. Who's going to stand out in their mind more? First of all, they've already gotten a letter from you and looked at it and gone, hell, you say moving to storage, sent me a letter. And then now they're getting another letter? Oh my goodness. Their head's going to explode. Okay? So that is your key thing. The last thing is, do not send any kind of brochure that has your prices on it. Or anything like that. You could send them a brochure that informs people of your business. I wouldn't go with a brochure. Personally, I would go with a rat card, which is the same size of a brochure, but it's only one. It's just basically a large business card. And don't put anything that has discounts or your pricing on it. Period. Just don't do it. Right? Your rat card should be just something that really emphasizes certain points of your letter, or like your reviews, that you're licensed and insured, maybe your affiliations with AMSA or your State Movers Association or any of the charities that you work with. Keep it simple, keep it right to the point, and you're going to have very good success. Now, when somebody calls, you obviously want to make sure somebody answers the phone, either yourself or a salesperson or so on and so forth. You do not want to send your customers to Yelp or Facebook or anything like that. The only 2 things that your letter should give them the opportunity to do, right? They either call you or they don't. Basically, it's like let's put it this way. If you're in a brick and mortar store, when somebody walks into the store, you want them to walk into the store and buy something, or you want them to leave. Because if they're just mingling around, they're not buying anything. They're wasting your time and space. So you want them to get in, buy something, or leave, right? And that is the whole key idea. Your direct mailing, you want them to give you a call or throw the piece away, right? You want them to call you or throw the piece away. Now, there's 2 things. They can either call you or go to your website. And your website should be built very much similarly, where its only purpose is to collect their name and address or call you, right? So that you could call them or they call you, period. You don't want your website doing anything more than that, right? You could tell them about, you could write a page about how great you are with different charities and how active you are in the community. You can have a page about all your reviews and testimonials. This is great. But your website only has one purpose, to either get them to call or leave, right? Call or leave. That's all you want from your website. That's all you want to do. And that's the same premise that you're going to use with your direct mailing. Okay. So if you want a direct mailing that gets opening, follow these different advices and you're going to have success. I know, because I've done it, and I talked to people that have made 7-figure moving company businesses directly from this exact strategy. So I do know that it works. I know that it will help, if you do it correctly, can really propel your company into $1 million company or multi-million dollar company. But by using these strategies, I'm not fooling you. I'm not making a joke. This is the truth. This is the secret sauce, my friends. Direct mailing to the list that is actually going to be, that is useful. People sometimes send out direct mailings and they do these val packs and stuff, and it just goes to everybody. That's not bad, but that's a shotgun scattergun. That's like taking a bunch of dirt, throwing it up against the wall and see what sticks. It's not effective. You might get one or two, and yay, look at the success. Maybe you have an above average, but it's not an effective source. I would rather have a bow and arrow going towards right into the target. That's what I want to do. That's how pinpointed I want to be, right? I don't want to just pick up some dirt and throw up against the wall and see what sticks. That is good. Now, if you want to use a Valpax, that's by all means. I think you're wasting money, but if that's what you want to do, use it for branding. Don't use it for try to get prospects. Branding, because the more people that sees your name, sees you in the community, the more it's going to stick in their mind, the better. So branding is the key if you're going to use a Valpak. You could even use the Valpaks in tandem with your direct mailing piece. You could send just everybody your mailing list, your postcard, which is awesome. And then when they go on the MLS, they'll get this letter from you. So now they got a general piece saying, hey, about our services. And now they're getting a direct mailing piece directly to them, which is awesome. So guys, that's my advice for direct mailing, how to get a successful direct mailing campaign that actually gets open, read, and people calling you off the hook. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Right? Make sure you share this with all your family and friends, of course. If you're not yet subscribed, go right to the button below. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell icon right next to the subscribe button. That way you'll be informed when I upload a new video. Other than that, guys, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your stories about direct mailing. Please leave me a comment in the section below. And if you're not yet a member of the 7-Figure Moving Academy Facebook page, please go to that. You could just do a search for 7-Figure Moving Academy on Facebook. My page will come up. Please join. There are 3 questions you do have to answer. If you don't answer those 3 questions honestly and truthfully, I'm not going to let you in, because this group is a closed group and it's made for people who truly want to be there and learn. Right? I don't want just somebody who just wants to kick tires. I want somebody who truly wants to learn. Okay? So if that's you, go to that Facebook group and join up. All right, guys. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.